Hi, fifth graders. Mr. Greenfield back again. Today in your learning bundle, you're going to be asked to focus on multiplication for computation today. Now, if we have a basic computation problem like 27 and we're going to multiply it by 12, there's a couple different algorithms or strategies you can use to do that. And the strategy we're going to look at today is setting up multiplication in sort of an area model, since we've already studied area in our geometry. So I've set up this same problem, 27 multiplied by 12, by setting it up using a grid here. So I have 27 squares all the way across the top, and I have 27 of those, or I have 12 little cubes going down the side, excuse me. So what we're going to try and do is break it into more workable chunks or more mental math. So if we look at this first number in a math problem, 27, if I count all the way over to 20, that's right here. So I can put I have 20 cubes here, and I have 7 cubes over on this side. So I still have 27. I just broke it up into tens and ones. And I'm going to draw a line down here with red. Hopefully that's easier to see. And then I'm going to multiply it by 12. Well, if I count down 10 cubes over here, I have 10, and then I'm going to have 2 on the bottom. So I still have 12. I've just regrouped it into a group of 10 and a group of 2 ones. And I'm going to take my red marker and I'm going to draw this line here. So if we look at this large shape that is 27 units by 12 units, what we've done is broken it into 4 workable chunks. And once we find the multiplication or the area of each of those 4 individual parts, if we add them together, we're going to find our total. And that's the same principle when we're doing multiplication, taking 27 times 12. So I'm going to start with this first area up here. I have 20 times 10. Okay, 20 times 10, I can do that mental math. 20 times 10 is going to be 200. So I know the area of this large spot is 200 square units. Now, another way to look at this is if you know your math facts, well, I can take 1 times 2. I have 2 zeros in my math problem. I'm going to have 2 zeros in my answer. So now working my way across, I have this area over here, which is still a 10 by 7. Because it's the same height as it is over here, over there. And I can multiply that doing mental math. 7 groups of 10, that's going to be 70. Okay, so far I've got 200 square units. I have 70 square units. Now this real long, skinny rectangle here is a 2 by 20. So 2 groups of 20, that would be 40. And then we're going to do this final rectangle over here, which is going to be a 2 by 7. And 2 groups of 7 is 14. So now if I look at all of those, and I'm going to add them all up, then I'll be able to find the area of 27 times 12. Or in other words, I can calculate that math problem as a multiplication problem using this area model. So I have 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 4. I have 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 7 is 12. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So the answer is 324. So by taking it and breaking it into partial products or smaller chunks, I can find the multiplication answer to all 4 parts and add them together. So I'm going to set it up like this. Same situation, but instead of using the cubes, I'm just going to set it up that we have a model. We're finding 4 parts. We have 4 parts because we have a 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication problem. Okay, and if we look at this, I'm going to take that first number and I'm going to break it into tens and ones. So 5 tens is 50, 4 ones is still 4. Going down this side, I'm going to write the other part of my math problem. I have 30 or 3 tens, and I have 3 ones. So 54 times 33 is the same as taking 30 times 50, 30 times 4, 3 times 50, and 3 times 4, and adding all of those parts together, okay? Adding all those partial products. So if I look at the first one, I'm taking 30 times 50. Well, that's going to be 1,500 or 1,500. If we think of our basic facts, if I know that 3 times 5 is 15, I have 2 zeros in my math problem. I'm going to have 2 zeros in my answer. Okay, I'm going to take, for this area space, that's a 30 by 4. Well, 30 by 4 is going to be 120. Or I know 3 times 4 is 12. I also have 1 0 in my math problem. I'm going to have 1 0 in my answer there. Now I look at this part. This area space is going to be a 3 by 50 or 50 by 3, which is going to be 150. And the last space is going to be a 3 by 4, which is 12. Now, by finding all those partial products, we can use an area model to solve 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication by adding up all of our partial products. Just make sure you have all the place values lined up. I would have 2. This would be 6, 7, 8. 5 plus 2 would be 7. And 1,782 would be my answer to 54 times 33. Now, in your learning bundle, there is a page that will kind of go over this and explain that mom and dad can work with you and help you on. Let's do one more here. 65 times 43. So remember, we're going to take our 65 and break it into tens and ones. I have 6 tens, which is 60, and 5 ones over here. 43, I have 4 tens, which is 40, and 3 ones. Now I just find the area of all 4 pieces and total them up. Once again, 40 times 60 or 4 times 6 is 24. So therefore 40 times 60 must be 2,400. 40 times 5, okay, well I know what 4 times 5 is 20, so 40 times 5 must be 200. I know that 3 times 60 is 180 because I know that 3 times 6 is 18. And I know that 3 times 5 is 15. So now I can take my 4 partial products, add them together, and come up with my answer. So conceptually, you can see by using the area model, which we've been working on area, finding that length times width or that base times height, we can take and promote more mental math to get to the problem here, have all of our partial products, add them up, and come up with our answer. So 2,795 will be our answer. Now, you're going to be asked in your bundle today to go through these. They've already set up the area model. It's your job, and there's some examples up top of how to set that up, and then add all your partial products and go through your work that way. And then the other part today is you're working on the second half of that spiral 5 that you started yesterday when you were working with adding and subtracting decimals and real world problems. Once again, if you have any questions, please email me or call my number at school and I'll be happy to help you.